So I've had this lump on my elbow for a few days now, and I don't know whether to go to the hospital or not. And the doctor doesn't really seem to be that worried about it.
Dude, leave it for the pod.
Leave it for the pod.
Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to Leave It for the Pod. This is our second ever podcast,
Episode
guys.
2.
Episode 2, you could call it.
Number 2, but it's not going to be shit.
Not like the last one. We're all very sick boys.
Have a bit of an audience this time.
Well, we do. It's 76, 8 people or something for our last views, was it, guys?
I meant Fiona standing
Oh,
right
right, I see. My girlfriend Fiona's watching us right now, and she's giving me the finger.
Had to get that little bit of like, that's my girlfriend.
Yeah.
Just for all the strangers that think you were single.
Or gay.
Yeah, a lot of people do think you're gay.
Either single or gay.
We've been recorded.
Yeah. And we've been recording. We're on Snapchat now.
Or is this a behind the scenes?
Hey, don't give anything away, Fiona. We don't want the audience to know what's happening.
Yeah, they can come back for more.
Right. So today, guys,
let's fire straight into it.
We're going to talk about Mile 22. We're going to talk about Night School. We're going to talk about Venom. Let's go.
Right. So Mile 22. Mark Wahlberg. Personally, one of the best actors in Hollywood at the moment.
I personally don't agree with that, but
in the world, I think.
I think he's...
Isn't he the highest paid actor in the world?
Highest paid actor.
Yeah.
He just took over The Rock,
Yep.
which I think is an abomination.
Yeah, to be honest, I'm surprised about that.
But to be fair, if there was any two actors I'd want at the top of the list, it's definitely those two.
I was saying earlier that I really want a Rock and Mark Wahlberg movie.
Yeah,
that would be really
cool.
Well,
technically there was. I mean, the other guys had both of them in it.
Yeah, but I'm talking like...
The Rock died.
Are you telling me The Rock...
That was funny, I forgot. He just jumps into the ground.
Are you telling me they both charge more than DiCaprio?
Yeah, but DiCaprio knows he doesn't need to charge.
Yeah, no.
He doesn't need to compete.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah,
he's on another level.
Motherfucker.
He's not in it for the
Eats
money
bears.
either. See, The Rock does any movie he can. I'm talking Rampage.
Talking Journey to the Centre of the Earth.
He does any movie he can, whereas
he couldn't follow Brendan Fraser.
I have a message from your girlfriend.
Let me tell you that.
It's just a picture. It's just
a
a
picture
picture.
of us.
So we were not recorded. Don't worry,
Looks
guys.
so fat in that.
Anyone that was worried
Why
that
won't they
anything would be
send
given
us?
away for our next episode, don't worry. You won't see anything until it comes out. Right, so let's actually talk about Mile 22, shall we?
Yeah.
Not a lot to talk about, to be honest. It's
A
not
lot
the
of
best.
action, a lot of good action.
Yeah, a lot of action and not a lot of anything else.
The guy, not a lot of depth. Think of a two-dimensional plane, a piece of paper.
Yeah, but it's like on fire, so it's cool.
Yeah, it was really cool.
Should we mention that I fell asleep in this one as well?
I don't think that's any
Eric,
point.
you fall asleep at everything.
Like we've said before, an ongoing joke you might say.
I wasn't falling asleep, I was just kind of like dazing off every now and then.
Yeah, that's true.
It wasn't until the action eventually started that I was
What do
like,
you mean eventually? It started off with a whole house being blown up.
Yeah.
No, for that scene I was engaged. It was after the start.
We were talking about how at the start there was a big, things happened, and then there was a good, what would we say, half an hour?
30 seconds.
I know, I would say half an hour of nothing happening, to the point where me and Reese nearly fell asleep. And like we said last episode, that means something. So it kind of shows you just how boring it was.
I enjoyed it with Black Klansman.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
No, well, of course. But that was...
That's when...
There was way more action.
But what brought us back into the movie, which was fantastic, was the fight scene with the man from the Riot 1 and Riot 2. Raid 1 and Raid 2. He's a fantastic screen
Martial
fighter,
artist.
martial artist.
He's like the new Jackie Chan.
Oh, for sure. He's absolutely fantastic. You can get his name up, so we can hook him up.
Yeah, we'll shoot you out.
Get his name out there onto the 76 people. So it was one of the most intense, cool fights I've ever seen.
There was a lot of camera work involved. Like there was some scenes that I was like, that could be me, and that camera could be doing other work.
I watched.
I'm pretty sure he is talented.
No, but that's the thing. He definitely is. If you watch Raid, he's fantastic.
His name is Iko Uwe.
Iko.
If you say that wrong, that would be so funny.
It might be Aiko,
yeah.
But it's one of those two.
Well, I was watching a review from Chris Stuckman, who I quite like, and he was saying how the camera work was so.
You want to
like,
collaborate? We're open to conversation.
Of course.
Hey, Chris.
And he was saying that his camera work was crazy, and that they deserved, like, what they deserved basically was a still camera to just watch all the cool things they were doing, but instead what they were getting was this sort of crazy choreographed, you couldn't really see what was happening, but because they were so talented, the fighting that they did kind of shone through the whole thing, to me at least. So I was very kind of taken back into this story.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much of a story. It was,
Yeah, the basic story was Mark Wahlberg, Ronda Rousey, Lauren Cohan, and a couple of other sort of mercenaries, kind of special ops, basically did things that the government wasn't supposed to know about. In this film, they were looking for a special drug that was airborne that could wipe out 6 cities with just like a little vial of it. And basically, the martial artist Iko Uwais knew the location of all 6 boxes, and he said he would give them the location if they would get him to America. But there was a little twist.
a little twist at the end, and should we say the twist?
Well, that's what we'll lead up to the twist.
We'll lead up, of course we will. This is a professional podcast.
Yeah, we have to
Straight
fill.
to
We
the
have to
end.
fill this 20 minutes somehow.
Yes, we do. Let's not rush too far. Because there's so much content that's in
much.
this movie. Let's think of anything else that happened during it.
There was a bit where did you talk about how he was on the table and jumped over the knife?
Yes, it did.
Oh,
That's been talked about.
So the
only
next
cool
plot
bit.
point.
The next, well, basically what happens after that is them getting him to
An airport.
the airport
Which
to get
is
them
22 miles away.
Yeah, of course.
Hence the name.
Hashtag. No, not hashtag.
Well,
Hence. Hence the name.
You
Mile
said
20.
hashtag instead of
Hashtag mile 22.
Yeah. Well, we're thinking that the next movie will be called Mile 23. It'll be a little bit
Really?
further.
Hopefully not.
Hopefully,
I
fingers
hope
crossed.
there's another. I hope it's a
probably-
franchise.
They probably will be.
I think it will be.
They probably will be.
But let's not rush to the
another film,
end
though.
too quickly.
No, don't want to spoil it for you.
No, of course.
Yeah, we will at the end of the 20
Yeah.
minutes.
So basically, throughout the getting to this airport,
he's
there's
falling asleep.
he's falling asleep talking about it.
Yawning.
I'm opening my vocal
Thought about a
cords.
girl.
There's a girl in the room. That's true. He's getting a little bit sleepy.
That happens to me.
Yeah. So basically, throughout it, like a few of the main characters, Ronda Rousey dies first. I have to say,
No, the guy in the house at the beginning dies first.
yeah, but in terms of like getting to the airport,
There was a lot
she
of
dies
deaths in this
first.
film, to be honest.
I think
I
so.
think so. There was another guy, but he was forgettable.
Oh yeah, I don't think
No,
he didn't have
there was
many
a few
lines.
forgettable
I know, like
characters.
everyone in Ronda Rousey's car died, and then she got really
she was
badly
the only
hurt.
one that survived the car.
and that was quite sad, but it was also quite cool because like they gave her grenades.
two
and
grenades. She used two grenades
two
to kill
grenades.
2 people that were 3 feet away from her.
Yeah, it was a lot of overkill, but it was a cool
but the
explosion.
was fucking lit.
Yeah, it was a good explosion.
Yeah.
And so that happened. It was cool. And then there was another character one of the guys in it, who pretty much got really badly hurt, and then he decided to stay back.
Oh yeah.
But it was really
Like,
cool.
That scene was quite intense.
and it was
Like,
sad
felt
because
quite bad
he
for
was a
him.
nice guy, and they clearly didn't want to leave.
Yeah,
him.
it was like that scene from Lord of the Rings where Boromir gets shot with like 8 arrows. He just gets shot.
Man, he
over
was
and
getting.
over again.
It was like Scarface when
Yeah.
he gets shot at the Al Pacino gets shot at the end, and he's just getting shot, and he's still shooting, and eventually it kind of overtakes him. And then
Also, their leader, who they called Mother, is played by John Malkovich.
John Malkovich. What's he been in?
He was in Red.
Red. I don't know names very well, but like Red.
He's been in loads of stuff. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he's been in loads.
No, of course. And then we move on, and then it gets to a bit where the
Like a
main
block of flats,
the block
which
of
is
flats.
really cool.
Oh, to be fair, this bit was good because it didn't rely too much on a shaky
Yeah.
cam. It was more tension.
They also took the handcuffs off the main like martial arts guy, and they gave him a gun so he could do his cool shit.
Oh, it was so cool. It was so cool when he got his gun and he was kicking people and like a little callback to this. Another cool bit with the guy with the martial art guy was the first time when he's getting attacked. And he kind of jumps up over the knife. He's got handcuffs on.
Yeah.
And he has to get them. And then the second time he has handcuffs on in the car, they come up to him and he can't move, but he gets one hand out, and then a guy comes to the door and he smashes his head through the window and then grinds his neck.
Oh
on the
yeah, he
fucking,
slits his throat.
Oh, like, but like,
cut
he
the
doesn't
glass.
slit it, he serrates it. And
Oh,
it just goes
yeah.
back and forth like cheese.
It's so cool.
It's gross though. It was properly
Yeah.
minging to watch.
It was some like gore.
Oh, it was
Gore fest.
It was horrendous.
Yeah.
So
Seems to be like just in so many gory films. That guy.
yeah, it was.
Like I
Really
said,
just
there was
so
a lot
gory.
of deaths. Like every 20 minutes,
Very
there was, like,
aggressive.
50 people died.
You definitely saw. There was no room for imagination.
But it kept cutting back. Like the whole film was a flashback from Mark Wahlberg's perspective when he was getting questioned.
Yeah.
They never showed who he was getting questioned by or
Yeah.
where he was.
That bit was very strange
Yeah.
because they started the film not on the flashback and then they went to the flashback like halfway through what was happening, and it was like, why start on the flashback for fuck's sake, and then move back?
Flashback. All the film was in present. That was a flash forward.
I doubt it.
No, probably not.
I mean, that would make more sense
It
than
would
what they
make more
did.
sense.
I think his character had
I
anger
don't
issues,
think
and
that's
that's
what
why
they
he had
did.
like a little laughing band that
To
he
be
kept
honest,
slapping on.
Mark Wahlberg's Mark Wahlberg in every movie, and I think it was just like, let's give him something.
Mark Wahlberg, I've said it once, I'll say it a million times. He's the greatest actor alive at the moment.
I don't think he was.
I don't think he was. Why do you think that?
I don't think he was fantastic.
I respect your decision, but I don't personally see him as.
Have you seen that film where he has been in a film with The Rock where they got like jacked on steroids?
Oh my god! Oh, I've forgotten. I know exactly what film you're talking about.
He's huge.
Oh my god! It's so funny. It's
so pleasing to the eyes.
It's a good. It's
I
a
have no idea what
bald
film
man. I
you're
love
talking
him.
No, but The Rock is. I'm talking about Mark Wahlberg.
Mark Wahlberg. He's
Wahlberg.
also pleasing to the eye.
Baldwin.
I don't think
Cool.
apart from Boogie Nights, I don't think I've ever seen a Mark Wahlberg film.
He's in The Gambler. I didn't like that film.
That was a bit boring.
Mark Wahlberg in
The other guys,
Lone
they're
Survivor.
good. Lone Survivor
Is one of his best movies, I would think. His best
that's
acting.
really good
Transformers,
movie.
that was great.
That's where's Shia LaBeouf at when you need him though? That's what you need.
I
for
think Shia LaBeouf. I've said it once. I've said it a million times. Greatest actor alive in Hollywood at the moment.
I'll put this to you: greatest rapper alive in Hollywood at the moment. Have
He
you
should
seen his
make more
freestyles?
videos with Sia.
Yeah, he should. When he's dancing with that little girl, that was so weird.
Yeah, that was definitely not weird at all.
He was really.
little
I don't know. I don't mind Shia LaBeouf, but apparently he's not easy to work with.
No.
In Fury,
He's good in
He
Fury.
didn't wash for weeks.
But he's very
Brad
good.
Pitt was like,
Pain.
I just can't handle this.
The movie they were in together was Pain and Gain.
Oh,
And it
yes.
is a funny, great movie.
Look, Clarence from 8 Mile and also Hawk something or Birdman from the Avengers. He's the other guy in it.
Yeah. Oh man, I forget that.
I don't know what his name is.
he was one that took lots of steroids and had a tiny dick, and he couldn't get it off. I always remember
He
that
was in
plot
Skip,
point.
but the fact that he was called Falcon Birdman.
Well, I mean, he's the least appreciated Avenger.
Yeah.
The other Avengers don't like him.
That's because Ant-Man went in his suit and fucked him up so easily. He's
That's
so
true.
weak.
He also doesn't do much.
No, he doesn't.
He has like a weird drone that he flies around in. Stop
Yeah.
yawning.
Red.
He has
what's
a
it called?
few
Red
lines.
Eagle? I don't know what it's called.
You're
Raven.
so
Raven.
not here right
Raven.
now, Eric. Get in the pod.
Get in
Don't
the
bang the table.
Yeah, that sounds so bad on.
Guys, I'm sorry to our headphone users.
headphone listeners.
Yeah, sorry to the headphone users.
Absolutely.
To one of our 2 subscribers.
Yes. The
We have
studio
11
audience
subscribers. 3 of them are us. We have 8 subscribers.
Oh, I thought my girlfriend was laughing at us, but it was actually just a video.
Is that a video of us at the least?
A video of our podcast, which everyone should go watch after you've listened to this.
Yep. So we got.
Mile 22.
Yes.
Well,
So we
are
get-
almost at the 20-minute mark.
To be honest,
Do you
Mile
think they
22
could tell that we were filling time?
Mile 22 was a film that we'd been speaking about going to see for ages.
Yeah,
Like every
I
single-
wanted to see. I thought it was
like,
gonna be so good.
when we
I
saw-
was
when we-
fucking right.
When we saw Predator, we saw on the
Yeah, when we
trailers,
saw-
and were say-
when
we
we
were like,
saw Predator.
let's go see that, and it took like 3
you
weeks.
didn't want to see it.
I know I didn't want to see it because it didn't really call my attention, but like
How could it not? Mark Wahlberg, guns.
Lots of shaky cams,
Okay.
so you can't see things.
Yeah, I kind of felt ill.
Yeah, I did. I felt like I went on a roller
But
coaster.
to be honest, I cared for the characters, which is quite an important thing.
That's true.
Like, I certainly was like when the characters died, except for some, because some,
Some
were like
Ronda
some were like
Rousey,
Rousey.
Ronda Rousey, and the other guy was
the moment,
one I remember
the
really
moment
well.
that I was like, this is cheap. There was a moment when they were in like apartments, and this little girl was there, just to make it even more difficult. And then the little girl.
I've said it once. I've said it a million times. That little girl's the best actor in Hollywood.
But
That's not your thing.
then the little girl, instead of hiding and running away in a place full of guns,
Yeah.
She stood in the middle of the
she
hall.
walks
she
in the
deserved
hall,
to get shot.
gets two
just begging for it.
random
Yeah.
guys who she doesn't know who they are, and is like,
Yeah.
oh, the girl's this way. How does she not know that the enemies?
To talk about that bit, so
Mark Wahlberg.
so-
Everyone knows Mark Wahlberg. He's a worldwide sensation.
he is the best actor in the world.
Hollywood,
In this bit, so
And
pretty
Bollywood.
much they're in this apartment complex, and the girl gets the main girl who's under Mark Wahlberg,
Lauren Cohan.
maybe sexually, who knows? No,
Well, no, because she like has a daughter.
Yeah.
from him.
No, the husband that she
Definitely
talks
no.
to.
Oh right, okay, let's stop that. So she goes off, and they go off, and they're split up, and then she gets stuck in this room, and pretty much she knows
With a huge like enemy
yeah exactly.
that like throws her around like a rag doll.
Oh, it's fucked up, but she does a good job. But like eventually at the end,
well, she's about to kill herself. She's about to jump out the window.
Yeah, I think so. But then she like pleads to him to like keep her alive because of her kid. And Mark Wahlberg has to make a choice at this point. Does he complete the mission?
Because he's only got a certain amount of time.
Yeah,
they can only stay on the landing strip for 10 minutes.
Exactly. Or does he go back and get her? And because
he wants to go back.
Yeah, exactly.
From the very beginning.
From the bit, but
and then John Malkovich is like, you have to complete the mission, and he's like, give me directions to her.
Yeah, he pretty much does because he knows she has a kid. And that and he just can't live with it.
He's very harsh throughout the whole film, but he has like he cares.
Yeah, he's got what's wrong with him? He's got like his brain works a bit too fast. I think he has an anger issue. He's got anger issues, and he's very intelligent.
He's very violent.
So intelligent that like he gets very frustrated with people. So throughout the whole thing, he's very mean to everyone. But at this, you see that he cares at this point. And like when at the start, you see like a supply pack of everything about him, like what they would get at the CIA, and it says that he's too emotional, and that shows up then at that point. But then he saves her, he gets her, and then they all go, and then they're on the way to the airport. Does the little girl
shoot the guy?
I don't think the little girl does.
No.
Who shoots the big guy?
I think it's the
Chinese guy. Chinese guy shoots him in the head.
I think he's Chinese. Is he Chinese?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, we'll check so we're not wrong. So then they are on their way to the airport, and they get there. Indonesian, and then he gets there.
Cut that other bit out.
cut all that bit out. He's Indonesian.
I'll read that stuff.
No, it'll sound like we're being racist towards
it. It'll sound we're not racist. But that's not the name of this one. Why does it keep happening? So they get to the landing strip, and there's a big like thing where they go in front of the plane that's nearly taking off. And then they stop it. And then they're saying their goodbyes, they're having a nice moment, and then just before the Indonesian guy gets onto the plane,
he says, "Say hello to mother for me."
Yeah, exactly. And then Mark Wahlberg's kind of like he's weirded out by it.
Yeah, because mother's the code name for his superior.
And then he's thinking that's weird, but then as time goes on, when he's in the car, he starts to realise how would he know who mother is. And then on the plane, the girl starts to realise who's on there with him. Starts to realise
the gun's missing from one of the pilots.
Yeah, that something's up. And then
you do get clips of these Russians throughout the whole film.
Yeah,
like in their own base.
Yeah, who have the same technology as Americans. Do like very, very good stuff. And then it's revealed that he is a sleeper agent
who's been activated.
Yeah, and he's came to.
And he's Russian.
Is he Russian? He must be working for Russia.
Yeah, he's working for them.
I'm pretty sure that they said that he was Russian.
They inducted him as a child. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, so he won't have been Russian, but he is from Russia, sort of thing, probably. And so then it ends there, and then it's pretty much on the climax. Like, what will happen to the girl?
Yeah,
what will happen?
And it turns out the Russians wanted to kill all of them because at the very beginning of the film, the house that they were hitting, one of the bad guys in it that Mark Wahlberg shot with a sniper was the son of this Russian woman.
Yes, and that was like,
and
it was almost like
the boy said at the beginning, "You're making a mistake," and Mark Wahlberg said, "I've made plenty."
Yeah,
shot him, and that replayed at the end of the film. And
so pretty much we've not explained this, but there's a the people who
explain much.
We really haven't, but there's a group of behind them at CIA who are on the kind of like giving them all information.
Yeah.
And then the main guy, I don't know what his name is, but he's been in Johnny English. He's the bad guy in Johnny English. He's the guy with the like buzz cut who like talks to them through. He's like the main CIA guy who like Mark Wahlberg has to say that he's not going to go. He's talking to him the whole time.
John Malkovich.
Is it John Malkovich?
Mother.
Right, mother. Yeah. So then the mother.
We've been talking about the whole time.
Yeah, but I didn't realise that John Malkovich was that guy. But yeah, he gets killed in the whole thing, which was quite shocking because I didn't expect.
He only gets shot. It doesn't show him die.
He doesn't die.
He gets shot, but then he gets up at the end.
And he walks.
No, he doesn't get killed.
Yeah, he walks. Everyone else gets killed.
I'm almost positive he'd like went out to die.
I'm almost positive that he survived.
I'm almost positive so he'll be in the sequel.
Yeah, just so
Do
he
you
can
think?
be in the sequel.
Man, I think he went out to have a look at like the ducks while he died.
What?
There's no ducks.
Dying. I'm gonna go to the fountain.
Like, you know what I mean? I thought he just like to a fountain to somewhere nice to die. That's what I got from it at least.
No, I don't know. He
but
just
anyway,
wanted to be out of the room.
Well, whatever. We didn't see his death.
Let's agree to disagree, guys, and let's also talk about our ratings.
Let's give ratings.
Yes,
that's a good idea.
So should I go first?
Yeah, sure, go for it.
Right.
Go
so
for it, Reece.
entertainment out of 10, strong 11.
Strong 11.
It was fantastic.
Oh my god, that does
seriously,
not go for the whole group.
seriously, 7.5.
7.5.
For it
Entertaining.
it wasn't paced well at all. It was like very slow, loads of cool stuff. Very slow, loads of cool stuff. But yeah, 7.5 for it being a film. I would say it was an average film. I'll give it a 5.
Yeah, I would say for me it is enjoyment. I would probably say like a 6.5 verging on a 7 purely because I genuinely fell asleep, and the fact that that happens in any movie, no matter how exciting it is, bothers
Makes
me a lot.
it just above average.
Yeah, and I would say in terms
Yeah,
of how
exactly.
good movies are, I would say it was like a 4.5 going on a 5 for an actual movie.
Yeah, I mean, for entertaining, I mean, I'd pass it because I guess when I walked out of the cinema, I was like, okay, that was better than what I thought it would be.
Like it's okay to see.
It's
yeah,
alright.
exactly. But as a film, I'd probably fail it because I didn't feel like I was that entertained. And now that it's been a few days after seeing it, I don't think I would go back. And I don't think I would watch it again.
Oh no, I wouldn't even buy it on DVD.
I'm never gonna look at that movie again, which shows how good
It was
it
a
is.
one-time thing.
Yeah, one thing.
Until the sequel comes
As I
out.
said, I was more surprised because I thought it was going to be very bad. It wasn't very bad.
No.
But it wasn't great. So I was like, okay, at least it was something. But
Yeah.
So what's your score out of 10 for entertainment?
for entertainment, I'd pass it. I'd probably give it a 5.
Okay.
But for actually film value, I'd probably fail it. From my point of view.
So like how bad are we?
We
So
need,
I'm not
it's not
saying
a pass-fail thing. This is out of 10.
You don't
Okay,
change
I'd give it a 4 for film value, 5 for entertainment value.
Fantastic. Now let's move on to Night School
Night
with
School.
Kevin Hart.
Which
Yeah.
we weren't going to see if it weren't for me being late.
Yeah, we were gonna see Venom at this point.
Venom.
But me, Eric, I was kind of running late, so I kind of screwed you over. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, and I got in my car,
I wanted to see Night School.
drove to pick them up, and then they told me, "Oh, we're already there." So I had to loop all the way around, and it was terrible traffic. I got very upset.
Yeah, my bad.
I wanted to see Night School. I thought it was gonna be okay,
Yeah.
and I was wrong. It was fucking amazing.
It
Night
was
School,
a weird film.
how do you describe-
It was so
Night
hard.
School. I would describe Night School as a
A
cheap,
typical Kevin Hart
cheap,
film.
easy.
I've said it
Kevin-
once.
Kevin Hart.
Said it a million times. Kevin Hart is the best actor in Hollywood at the moment.
Stop banging the table.
I'm sorry, babe.
No, Kevin. It was just Kevin Hart.
It started off with him with cornrows, supposed to be a high school student.
Because that's how you can differentiate him being older to
Yeah.
him then. It's so stupid.
Cornrows and a basketball jersey.
Yeah, to show how in high
Baggy
school he was.
trousers.
Yeah.
Also,
and his sister
the-
and his dad called him like a failure.
Yeah. Well,
Which is what you love being called. when you're
Tiffany
17.
Yeah.
Tiffany Haddish was his co-star.
His wife.
His oh no, was that his wife? No.
Wife slash
Oh, no.
girlfriend.
I think that was
Was
almost.
that his sister?
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
no.
that's his sister,
Tiffany
sorry,
Haddish was not his sister. She's the one that looks. That's the teacher.
Oh, it's the teacher.
Yeah, so she taught him. Man, how are we supposed to give like a story by story? It is basically right. One thing that I need to point out about the movie, which really bothered me,
Kevin
was
Hart is a liar.
yeah.
Yeah.
He pulls his pubes
He
in
is.
the
That
restaurant.
is
That was quite funny. But there's a scene where they have dialogue, and you know how in most movies you look at someone,
They jump
they
at someone.
speak, and then like you hear the other people speak before it cuts to them. It wasn't like that. It was like they were meeting each other in the school. All the
It was like if I
students.
go, "Hello, Michael.
Oh, hello, Eric.
How are you today?"
Funny quip. Funny quip.
Hi guys.
Yeah, that
Oh
was
hi!
it. That's the
it was
film.
genuine, and it was the worst thing. And like some of the lines were funny. Like there was a
The
like
teacher was really good.
yeah,
Yeah,
very, very
she
good.
was
But like
alright, too.
because they were funny lines, but it was so badly timed that it just felt so awkward. Everything it didn't feel like a conversation. It was so horrible to listen to and watch. There was
Yeah.
funny bits. There was the Kevin Hart had to pay.
Oh,
I laughed
who's
at
that one guy that's in it?
I laughed at most of the jokes.
I need to find
And I thought Bob Riggle, not Rob Riggle, who was also in 21 Jump Street.
Yes, he is so funny.
He's very good at what he does.
I love
Is that the
Yeah.
him?
Yeah.
Oh, he's
I
fantastic.
thought he was quite funny.
I remember first seeing him on YouTube. His start was like as a commentator on you, like a funny commentator.
Was
Now
he?
now he's doing like
He was. I really liked him. He played like a dumb guy. In it.
like a dumb dad almost. It kind of felt like
Yeah, well, yeah, he was a dad in it, and they all had different reasons. So basically, Kevin Hart had been lying to his fiance, saying that he was like getting a job at his friend's like stock market firm, but he would only get it if he got his GED, which I guess there is like their GCSEs or something like that. Their hires maybe. So he had to go to night school to achieve that. But it flashed back to this point where he bullied some guy in his school, and that guy went on to become the
Headmaster.
Who has a bat and who hits things with it, and clearly would never be a real so stupid and not even that funny.
He tries to speak in what Kevin Hart and all the other characters call a black voice.
Yes. And he references that. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
Because he says things like "what's up," and he always says it in
my house.
Yeah, this is my house. And then he's always denying the fact.
See you later, brother.
That it's a black voice, and it's just this
is their words, not our words.
Yeah, this is what they say
in the film.
It's very silly. And not particularly funny.
I laughed at most of the short jokes. Like, I thought they were good.
Like the throwaway stuff.
I don't think they were well timed, as Michael said.
I thought it was quite funny.
There's a funny joke that I don't know if I can say it, but it's from, I suppose I'm quoting directly, so it's fine. But the teacher says, he calls him a burnt leprechaun. It was a bit far. Should I say that?
Sorry guys.
You beep that out as well.
Oh, my sneeze.
Should I beep the whole thing? Your sneeze?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
The bit I thought was the funniest was when Rob Riggle, they all had to basically steal the test paper and then escape the school because the prime minister, the headmaster had locked down the school. So they had to jump from one building to another, and one of the girls managed to do it, and Rob Riggle was second. So he went for it, fell short, and broke his arm, and then one of the other guys threw up on him.
Yeah, like really weird, sick, like rice pudding.
Couldn't you walk to a side and not spewed all over him?
Oh, it was, but it was almost like he aimed, which is why but it was such a haha, this will be funny, sick's funny. In his face. I think his arm was dislocated also, not broken. It seemed very
the guy that threw up on him was Romani Malco, and he was so funny.
He was funny, but because the first time we meet him is in that terrible scene, and it's so bad for him.
He's basically a conspiracy theorist.
Yes, a very, very paranoid man.
Yeah.
And it's really funny, but it's just, it was put across so badly by the editing. They could have made it hilarious.
There was one of the characters, which was a prisoner, which I thought was so confusing, whose name is Fat Joe.
Wait, in real life?
I think it might be
first name Mr. Fat Joe.
Yeah,
definitely. He didn't have many lines. He was kind of just there.
Yeah, he's a rapper.
It was quite funny though because
he had a prison fight.
So they're having their first class.
I didn't get why he was there. I don't see why that character was there.
Do you not?
No, what was the point?
I think it was
he was there
funny.
so he could get a GED.
Yeah,
he was in prison.
Each character was there to add banter and stuff, but this it was just so random. I was oh my god, why are you always carrying an iPad with your friend in prison? It was just very...
I don't think it's a question to ask for comedy films, because the only reason every character is there is to be funny in a different way.
Yeah.
And that is all there is to it.
There was a mother.
There's a mother who's very unhappy with her life,
but also horny,
and also very religious,
and wants to do butt stuff.
Yeah, all the time. Which hey, that's fine.
And just throws it into the headmaster's
and tells Kevin Hart all about things, and tells the girl in it who is so there's a girl in it that's just I don't know, she dropped out of college. Her name's Ann Winters.
Yeah, basically she's got a.
Thank you, Fiona.
You can't eat that on the mic.
Well, I'm just having my pasta, guys.
Please don't eat that. That's disgusting.
It's okay.
Please stop.
Yeah, because
I'm bleeping that out. Why are you eating? Why are you having dinner during a podcast?
I've not eaten.
I don't care.
Neither have we.
Do you want a bit?
No.
It's tagliatelle. We can suck it and give each other a kiss as well.
Oh my god. Right. Okay. So Michael will not be talking for the next.
I will.
No, you will not.
Please,
for the
please
next
stop doing that. It's
10 minutes.
Very disgusting.
It's pretty hot to me, to be honest with you. I'm loving it.
Oh, it sounds so bad. Right. Anyway, so he has to get his GED.
Yeah.
Yes. And this character, this woman, this mum tells Ann Winters, I'm not eating it, Fiona. It
I
sounds
love
so
awkward
gross.
silences.
I love them too. That's why you cut them out,
Yeah.
unlike last time. You fucking
I'll leave that
idiot.
one in because then people won't get it if I don't leave it in.
Oh, that's true.
Oh, and then
Also-
we've got to leave a 3-second silence.
Oh,
Oh, I hate 3 seconds. Sorry for the 3 seconds, guys. We're not good at this.
Sorry for the headphone users.
Sorry for that. Anyway, yes.
sorry, Michael's girlfriend's.
Oh my god, she's like mouthing to us, and it's so unprofessional.
Not us, just you.
Just me.
Don't involve us in this.
I can't.
You can say your voice. I'll beep you out if you don't want to be in it.
Yeah.
Her voice is very high. and
I'll
she's
write down
insecure
the
about
minute
it.
and I'll beep you out if you want. No, okay, she's gone quiet.
She's gone quiet.
Back
yes.
to night school.
Night
Yeah,
school.
night
Too much to talk about with night school once again.
Night school. There was. To be honest, I was never fully bored.
No.
At night school. There was never a point when I was like, "Can this finish?"
I was a little bit.
When was it?
Like, after he gave up and he went back to Christian chicken.
Yeah, with his parents.
Yeah, I was kind of
Okay.
like, all right, okay, because I knew I still had to get to the point where he changed it again and went back to night school and restarted it.
Yeah,
so I was like,
it
so
was-
I've got to get to the point where someone comes to get him and then he passes his GED. But there is a good funny bit which I didn't see coming.
What bit is that?
Like when they all get the test results and he fails.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
he's like, I'll do it again.
No, I'll do it again.
You know what that
It's a
reminded
good
me? You know
thing
in
to.
22 Jump Street at the end, where they just continue doing like 22
Yeah.
Jump
23,
Street,
24,
Jump Street.
yeah.
It reminded me of that when it was just a funny ending because you don't see it coming and it's just like, I'll take it again, I'll take it again.
It was,
just
probably
continues and continues.
about the most
So-
realistic part of the film.
Yeah,
him
that-
failing
if-
because he's just an idiot.
If he'd passed and everything would have been happy, I would have been like,
Yeah, but
That's
unbelievable.
so typical.
this film was so bad.
It was
Yeah.
the only
But
thing the
fact that
film
he
did
failed
well.
and he just continued taking it. I was like, that's quite funny.
It was the only thing that was like quite good about this film, apart from the occasional funny moments. And we said that we laughed during it, but I think there's categories of laughter. In mine was a chuckle, just like a like a little.
Mine was an exhale.
Yeah, like a.
That was like a.
I was like
a breath.
It was like
I
looking at
was
shitty
really-
memes online. You know what I mean?
The-
You're just
the-
kind of
the
like
one-
over and over
The one
again.
Yeah,
issue I
the
do
same
have with the
meme.
film, the one issue I do have with the film is his girlfriend / wife.
Overreacted.
Oh my God. She was
I
hot,
didn't, I
though.
didn't have a problem with her acting. It was
No, I
mainly.
didn't say she overacted. I said she overreacted.
Oh yeah, well that's true. It was just she was just too perfect at points. Like it was like yeah, everything's
was
fine.
perfect.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're putting that tagliatelle in my face.
Stop eating.
Stop
I'm
eating.
hungry. I'm really hungry. I'm
So
So
eat
are we.
after.
It's going to get cold.
Eat after. Heat it up. There's a
That's what microwaves
there's a
are made for.
microwave
No.
in there.
There isn't.
You know, you have an
We
oven.
don't have a.
There's also not a fridge in there. That's in his living room.
Shut up, stop
If
roasting.
you had a if we had a camera,
You'd see how clean it was. I actually cleaned up for this pod. Like it matters.
No,
No,
it's
but
not. It's not clean. It's dirty to a normal person though.
yeah,
You're
I
right.
would-
That's exactly what it is.
But no, his girlfriend.
really hot.
There was points when I was like, "Oh my God, are you really gonna let this happen? Like, are you okay with this?"
Yeah.
Like there was many points that I was like,
Yeah, exactly. You were like, are you okay
She's
with this? And at the very end, he does something where he's like, babe, I was at night school. I was trying to do it all for you. And she goes, you lied to me. I hate you, and leaves. After all this shit she put up with, for that to be the thing that
There was
tips
a
her over
point
the
where
edge.
he was blown out of his old work into his Porsche.
Yeah, and he didn't die or
No.
have any like noticeable injuries afterwards.
It
Talking
was
about
so typical.
Talking about
Kevin Hart.
injuries, you know
Yeah,
when
just funny.
Rob
Like, stupid
Riggle
shit.
jumps off the roof and like
Yeah.
breaks his bones, like he's completely fine
Yeah.
the next day though.
He doesn't even have a cast.
Totally okay after
No,
that.
doesn't
like-
he? I was waiting for the whole like because they could have used
Yeah,
that.
I was
the
waiting
cast
for the
thing.
bandage and like, the bandage jokes when he. Has
Also,
to run
what else
away.
happened? What happened to the rest of them?
Yeah, how did they get?
Yeah,
down?
they don't explain that. They're just down, and then they get told off for stealing the test.
It's a scene just for that joke, and
Yeah.
then they just pass it
A
off.
lot of the scenes were purely for one thing. However,
There was a bit where Rob Riggle choked out a janitor.
so basically they were trying to get into this room to get the results for the not for the results, but the answers for the test. And you see a janitor, and they're like, how are we going to get past them? We really need to. And they're like, right, okay, well you can maybe go up, or maybe we can make a noise, get away. And then you just see Rob Riggle walk along like a zombie, comes up to
Like Frankenstein.
Frankenstein hooks the guy up, brings him up, chokes him out, and he goes, I did it, guys. It was really
I would
funny.
say he probably had the funniest bits.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
but not. It
He
wasn't,
made them
It wasn't
funny.
from what he did. It was from what he it wasn't for what he said, it was for what he did, which meant the actor
It wasn't
put so
anything
much
to do
effort.
with
they were all trying to be sneaky. They're all wearing black, and he comes out in this bright yellow
And he's sipping
jumper.
is he sipping on a drink as well?
And then he's eating chicken as well.
Yeah. Oh no, someone's eating chicken.
Eating
He's
chicken.
like slurping loudly on his drink. But that whole scene's actually quite funny because the motherly figure try and like seduce the head teacher, because the headmaster's still there because there was like a parents' evening, a PTA meeting. And like she has to try and like seduce him, and it is very funny because she does some really weird shit, and he's like, "No, ma'am, I can't." He walks away, the door shuts, and he goes, "She wanted you. She really fucking wanted you. She needed you, but you couldn't do it. But she wanted you."
I quite liked his
Oh, he did a nice job.
I think the character wasn't that good, or I think that's more of the script. But I think
the writing was quite weak.
Oh, it's so weak.
But he did what he could. And
With what he had.
like the times he was on screen, I quite enjoyed it.
You gotta respect the actors that do that, because a lot of actors could. Oh god, sorry. the pop filter fell down. All right, yeah. But the times that he did that, like you'd always make the most of what he had.
Yeah.
And yeah, no. So there's and he when he finds out there's people there, the headmaster shuts the whole school down, and there's alarms and an oath.
And he gets his bat.
He gets his bat, and it's like a horror movie all of a sudden. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
And then man, that's all there is to say about the movie.
One character I really liked was Jeff Rose, who was the owner of Christian Chicken.
He was hilarious.
Very funny.
Yeah, he's just this over religious guy.
He was just like,
I love chicken.
He was okay with everything. Like, and then he was like, "Oh, you're perfect for the job," and he just gave him the chicken costume. I was like,
We need a small man.
He had this smile plastered on his face the whole time. It was so fucking
Like,
stupid.
he just didn't want to go home.
No, he didn't.
No.
Inside he was crying.
And the Christian chicken place was right beside a strip club.
Yeah, the cocoa butter and chicken thing was quite funny as well. But I saw that in the trailer, and I've said this in the last pod. You see things in the trailer that are funny, and then you see them, and you're like,
They showed us all the funny bits in the trailer.
Exactly.
Yeah, that
man,
did
it's so
happen a lot,
stupid.
actually.
But that's
Not
what
too
they
much though. Like
there was some things
like
kept
when he was
secret.
choked, that wasn't a trailer.
No, that was funny.
That was well kept. I just feel like with these movies, like we said, it was made for Kevin Hart. It was a comedian's movie, not an actor. He just comes into how can we make Kevin Hart funny, and really they didn't really care about any of the other characters. The only reason that any of the other characters were good was because they made themselves good and because they were good actors, and that's about it. So it was really, and it was just Kevin Hart.
When they were
Kevin
doing
Hart.
in the trailer, there's a bit where like him and the teacher are in like an octagon or a hexagon, she calls it.
Well, like it, yeah.
And they're fighting, so she's kicking the shit out of him to make sure he gets the answers right. But I thought that would be like a stage by stage thing placed throughout the film.
Yes.
But that one sequence happens all at once.
All at once, and then he like knows the composition of
H2O. No, water
or water or oxygen.
He's like, what is water comprised of?
And it's such a random
2 part
question.
hydrogen, 1
Like,
part
don't you
oxygen.
think they would start off with, like 2 + 2 is 4, and then like there happens more questions get harder. That it's not that hard. Like
a very important plot point is he has dyslexia, dyscalculia, and a processing disorder, and that's why he can't. That's why he didn't pass his G.
That's why everyone calls him dumb.
He has the opposite of a mind palace. If you've seen Sherlock, when everything comes up in front of his head, except when it happens to Kevin Hart, things come off the page and hit him. So that bit's quite funny because he has to like swat the.
That was a bit random though at the start.
It was really weird.
I quite liked it when he was actually doing the test. I was like, okay.
In the test, all the stuff comes up to him, but then he catches some of it
and fails.
And then he still fails.
Yeah. His dad
caught the
really
wrong
funny.
things.
His dad's so disappointed in him.
Yeah,
throughout the whole
he's just a classic dad. He's just like, because his mum's been so nice to him.
He's a horrible dad.
No, but he is, because he's just like, deal with it. You know what I mean? He's just like, what are you doing? Just,
what did I do wrong?
Yeah,
I failed.
What did I do wrong?
Yeah,
he just looks at him really it's so perfect. The pause. He's like, what have I done wrong?
Anyway, ratings. For Night School.
Oh my god.
Do you want to start, Michael?
I'll start. Yeah, sure. In terms of enjoyability, 3.54.
Oh god,
really?
No.
You enjoyed this less than Mile 22?
Actually, that enjoy it. Fine, man.
Okay, Reese, do you want to start with the ratings?
No, I'll
Michael, you can think about it.
No, I've thought.
Okay.
I would say.
once.
Shut up. I'd say a 5. because it was all right, and I
smell
kind of
pasta.
enjoyed it. I was still there. Pasta's very nice.
I can smell pasta.
There's nice tagliatelle with some nice mascarpone. And then for as a movie, oh man,
We need a
like
studio.
like one,
A 1.
just a one. It was
Okay.
just such a shit
Alright,
movie.
shall I go on?
Yeah, you go for it, man.
I enjoyed it. I'd definitely pass it. I don't need to.
Mate, what is this
Yeah,
passing?
they're not
What is
taking a
this?
test.
I'd give it.
We're not-
I'd
he
give it
didn't
like
fail.
I'd give
No,
it a
but-
6 or something because I did enjoy
You
it.
can't make fun of me for my numbers and then just not even say any numbers and just say
I
pass.
just got a 6.
Yeah, but like you like, oh, I guess just 6. Is that it?
Yeah.
For what one? Entertainment.
No, yeah. As I said, I for entertainment values, I definitely give it a 6. Like I wouldn't fail it because it was good. But then when it comes to actual film, it was just a bit all over the place, wasn't it? I'd give it a 5 because, as I said, it was what it was. It didn't take it so serious because it wasn't a serious film.
Yeah.
It knew what it was, and there were moments that were very good.
And you
Yeah.
knew what it was too much.
Yeah.
It took too much for granted.
It was too long. It was 2
It was
hours.
so
Yeah.
long.
And it
What
was
about
so
you?
For a
long.
comedy as well, man.
For enjoyability, I'd give it a 6 because I'd say I enjoyed about 60% of it.
Okay.
Like that's how much like I would say was actually good like content.
It was good bits.
There was good bits. I really like Rob Riggle. I think he's really funny.
Not good enough for like to rely on that though. Do you know what I mean?
No.
Like the bits weren't
He's good
funny
as a
enough to
side
stand
act,
out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I give it a 6 for enjoyability. As a film, I'd probably give it like a 4.5 maybe,
Okay.
just below average.
Can I change mine to a 4 because I don't want to make one like one's gonna be for like the worst movie I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So let's say 4 because 4 it wasn't the worst movie I've ever seen.
Question: Would you see it again?
No.
Nope.
Say it's raining outside. It's on Netflix. Would you see it again?
Nope.
No.
I would honestly.
I probably would. Don't lie.
If it was the only film on Netflix, I'd cancel my subscription.
I would rather watch Boy in the Striped Pajamas to have a laugh than watch that fucking film.
Wow. Okay.
Whoa.
Next movie, moving into Venom, guys. Venom.
Venom.
Yeah, I was real hyped for this film.
I was like about a 7 out of 10 hyped for it.
I really liked Venom in the comics. He used
I like
to be
Venom in the
so
games.
Cool.
That's all I
He used
knew
to be
about.
so cool in the comics.
He was such a badass.
And I remember, I was so hyped
You know
when I
what
was
fuck.
a kid to see Spider-Man 3 just because of Venom. And I remember enjoying it because, you're a kid, it's an action film, you're going to
I
enjoy
liked
it.
Sandman.
But, well, he was not in Venom.
The one with the dreams.
But comparing this Venom to the one in, I don't know what year was Spider-Man 3?
I made my pasta.
Comparing this Venom to the other one, this one was so
The other
much
Venom was
better.
such a bitch.
Yeah, this one was like so much more enjoyable, and I think that's why.
It's weird because like Eddie Brock in Spider-Man 3 was obviously in Black Klansman, but
Yeah.
he sucked in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
Like so badly.
You see, now I went to see Venom by myself, and man, see when I saw,
You went with
I'm
your
not.
girlfriend?
I went with my girlfriend, guys, just so y'all know. And I went, and I didn't think it was going to be fantastic because I
Went
saw
without us.
because I saw the trailer.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer,
You betrayed us.
and I saw it, and I was like,
And he
man,
went to sleep.
this looks like it's going to be.
Without us.
I think. Shut up. I don't. You don't own me. I can do what I want. I'm my own person, guys.
You're right.
You're 30% of the business.
30, yeah, 30. Not
Wait,
even
what does that
33,
mean?
Not even 33.
I'm 40. Isn't it 40 split?
What? How does 40 split 3 ways into 100? You fucking idiot.
I don't know. What's the split of that?
What?
What?
Oh, nothing.
Well, nothing.
100 divided by 3 isn't 40.
Babe, don't embarrass me in front of them.
You're embarrassing yourself.
Don't do it, please. Don't let anyone know.
Venom, yeah.
Yeah, well, like I was saying, I saw in the trailer, and I thought it wouldn't be great. I've never known Venom that well, and I went in, and it was exactly what I thought. It was a cookie cutter,
Definitely was not cookie cutter.
superhero film where nothing really,
fucking wrong.
It was just a bit badly.
It's not even a superhero.
They didn't put enough time into Eddie Brock.
Eddie
They
Brock.
did put enough time in
No,
Eddie
no,
Brock.
they didn't.
The whole film was about Eddie
Well,
Brock.
because his relationship with Venom came out of nowhere. Like 1 second, Venom and him were like they
called-
hate each other,
it's
and
called
then
symbiosis.
all of a sudden, Venom's like, actually, I want to stay.
He's a symbiote.
because I like you, and that's
Who?
it.
Who said that?
Venom did. Like
Yeah, because Venom was like cool.
yeah, but he just said, "Oh, I want to stay." Like it was so out of the blue. Nothing like they didn't have any like you didn't see them together a lot. Like you saw that one bit when he
together
was
the whole
like
film.
when he was like the whole film where he gets taken over by it, he gets defended by it, and then it moves on, and then suddenly like they're best mates, and it's just a bit.
That's what Trey wants to get rid of him. He's happy that he got rid of him.
Yeah, he's sick about. He's sick. Yeah, so that bit happens. He's sick. He gets rid of them, and then he comes back. And when he comes back,
You're jumping way too far into the movie.
But there are bits that like the specific bits I don't like. I'll wait for them to come up. But like, it just there was. I have to say it was good. I'm not saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying that like for what I hoped it would be. And I was very excited for it. Like before it, like the trailers came out, I was quite disappointed just because it was like any other superhero film I have ever seen, except way more simple. And that was just the way I saw it.
I was very hyped going in. Before going in, though, I already had two issues. And first of all, I didn't like the look of the symbiotes when they weren't in, because I really liked how it looked in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah.
And this was kind of different. I didn't like that, and I didn't like the casting of Tom Hardy. Now, little into the film, that completely changed, because I love the look of the symbiotes when they're like crawling up.
Tom Hardy was so good.
And Tom Hardy was...
He sounded like Christopher Walken.
He was so...
he didn't.
He did the whole time.
He sounded drunk
He
all the
sounded
time.
like a young, drunk Christopher Walken.
No, he didn't.
He definitely did.
2 against 1, shut up.
Yeah.
No.
Your opinion's wrong.
No, it isn't.
I'm beeping every single word you're saying for the next 10 minutes.
Don't beep it. You're not.
That's been beeped.
That's not happening.
It's been beeped.
You're not going to beep. We're not doing this. This isn't...
Beep.
Not
Beep.
Guys.
Beep.
Guys.
Beep.
Guys.
Beep.
Guys.
Michael has left the room.
Yeah.
I haven't. I'm right here.
That's another beep. Anyway.
Carry on.
No, I won't beep anymore.
No, I know you won't, you little
no,
bitch.
and Eddie, Tom Hanks, Tom Hardy.
Tom Hanks.
As Eddie
Imagine
Brock.
Tom Hanks.
Oh my god, that would have been a good casting decision.
That would be so funny.
Venom's like, do the voice. I am the captain now.
No.
Why?
Because I don't want to be racist.
But what? Because that.
I am the captain now.
No, not that
Oh my
voice.
God,
The Venom voice.
voice.
Fucking
Oh, the
idiot.
Venom nice.
God, you're such a...
No. Say I am the captain now.
Oh my god, this is so
Alright,
confusing
okay.
for you.
I am the captain now.
That took a long time.
Oh my God, it
to
wasn't
get
worth it.
Can I try again?
No.
He doesn't, exactly. Why did you make me say that?
Because that's in Tom Hanks' film.
This is why did you go to Tom? Why did you top it? Tom, you've ruined everything. This is
Can't wait for Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
I'm actually quite excited.
But no, going into the film, I really liked it. I think it was very well paced.
Sorry to our headphone users, we were quite loud then.
I think it was very well paced, and that's all through the movie. There wasn't a point when I was like, "What is happening?"
No, I thought it was
confused.
perfectly paced.
Yeah.
They opened it up. They showed the villain. Tom Hardy tried to confront him. He got removed. Then he got fired, and then he had a motive because his wife or his fiance, wife to be, dumped him. Again, another overreaction. I think.
Very overreacted. Very character. I think his girlfriend.
I think that was
very...
the only forced bit of the movie.
No, I don't think that was the only first bit of the movie.
Yeah, but you're wrong.
Okay.
Can I give you another example of
Okay.
the first bit?
Right,
The
sure, I'm not
bit where the girl who works at the science lab.
Yep.
The one that comes and gets him.
Yep.
She's like, listen, I feel really bad about this. You need to come and look into it because it's terrible. And then she's like helping him out and everything. And then she has just seen Carlton Drake kill a guy, tell a guy that's going to be okay and that he's going to be fine, and then get killed by the parasite.
Yep.
And then she is in the same room that he was in with a different parasite, and he tells her everything is going to be okay if you tell me where is it? I think it's where
No, who it was.
Who it was, and she's like. And she's up until this point been completely risked everything to get Eddie Brock to help her. And she goes, "Are you sure?" And he goes, "Yes, I will never
But that's
tell
because
anyone."
the villain was really
Yes.
good at making people believe that they're
but,
okay.
No, but think about it. She's in the room with the parasite stuff.
She didn't realise.
It was in the middle, and it was so obvious. And then
was
she's like,
told about
and then she
it.
tells him, and then she goes, and then he goes, "All right, thank you very much." Walks away. She looks at him like, "Okay, is that everything over?" And then he goes, "Open it up." It opens up, and then she's shocked. And I'm like, man, it was so. Her whole character was just. It's like they got her in to bring him back and like look at the place, but then had no idea what to do with her, so they just killed her for no reason. And it was such a stupid, unnecessary death, and she made such a bad. It was just so. No character would do that, no matter how stupid you are.
I disagree.
You disagree?
Yeah. I think if she would have not said the name,
He would have just killed her.
Yeah, she knows.
She didn't look like she was like that. She looked like she'd been convinced that she was going to be
But
okay.
she knows that this dude has the power to kill anyone and no one will notice. So she knows that if she doesn't tell him who the person is, she's going to die.
She might have thought of running. not just standing
What,
there.
in a place full of
Did you
security
see how
guards?
long? Did you see how long that? Like, yeah. But what's the alternative? Standing in the room and waiting for it to happen, or at least attempting to save yourself.
It's a film though.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's very stupid. It could have been a lot better. Like,
I think it
or
was-
she could have been
I think it
used.
was
She
stupid.
could have been used a lot
I
better.
think it's. I think there's a lot of these moments in films.
But not every good films don't have those moments. And there was a few of them in this.
You can find one. You can find them in all good films.
Yeah.
Well, not as obvious and silly as that, and then you've got the other one that you were mentioning about the other character that was just. What were you saying about the random one?
She like his. Oh my god, his wife broke up with him just to give him a motive to be like grumpy.
No, exactly.
Grumpy and down.
Going back to when this lady took a man to Tom Hardy, to the lab, there was one thing that I always say in these kind of movies and these kind of moments. I always repeat myself. I'm like, where are security cameras in these places?
Yeah, he turned to me and whispered it not into my ear, right into my face.
Right to your nose.
Yeah, he was literally walking.
Your big bulbous nose.
Where are the security cameras?
He wasn't wearing.
That's how he sounds.
But he wasn't wearing a mask. He wasn't wearing a mask. He wasn't hiding. He was literally walking in the middle of the corridor into the lab. And I'm like, isn't there someone checking the cameras?
Yeah.
Being like, I don't recognize
should be
that
people
dude.
with guns
Even
and-
if he did do it,
There was only
next-
one security guard.
Yeah, for such an important place.
There wasn't even security guards in the facility where the symbiotes were being held.
Yeah, it was so easy to everything
That was the big issue. I was like,
Yeah.
okay, that's very.
But maybe they were
believable.
so confident that no one could break in because she snuck him in through the guards at the gate.
And they do have procedure doors that just don't open unless you can get in somewhere.
So maybe they were just so certain that he couldn't get.
Yeah,
that
why would anyone think to go?
Yeah.
At this
No, I
point,
know,
they're
but
under. It's
I
not a
understand
thing
that,
yet.
but it's the
secret.
cameras that I'm like, you're so rich, you can afford to have
Yeah.
a camera in each corridor.
That's true.
I guess
Even-
they
even-
do have kids that come in.
But even chic security does better than they did. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Even for places that just don't get seen.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been talking a lot bad about it, but I'll get one out the way. I didn't like the CGI fights with Venom,
Okay,
and
I'll
I
give you
thought
that.
I found it very confusing. I thought they could have
I
done
thought
it
it
a
was
lot
too
better.
shaky.
I don't know what was happening.
I didn't know what was when they were on that bridge to the rocket. I had no idea who was who.
Also, the whole fight between
Riot.
Carl and Drake and by themselves, fist fight, it was so staged so they would separate and then they would have their moment where they're being seen because they're actors and they need that screen time.
Yeah.
They'll have that fight. You know what I mean? It was a bit like that. But
I like the fact that neither of them could fight.
Yeah.
Like they were
Yeah.
both just civilians.
No,
that-
it was cool. It was cool.
They
that
were trying to punch, but they couldn't.
However, Tom Hardy's character was way
better.
should have been a lot. Should have taken him down a little bit easier,
Yeah.
given the size difference.
Another issue of the film was, you know how they said unless you're the perfect match, you can't get symbiosis.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now, how
What are the
'cause
chances?
The symbiote went
but
into the dog.
Obviously, that's gonna happen.
The symbiote went to the dog
and
then
his
went to
girlfriend.
the girlfriend. Now I'm thinking, okay, the girlfriend and Tom Hardy, they love each other. They probably have the same mind, more or less. The symbiosis.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, why can't you just stay with the girl? Does he need Tom Hardy?
Because he likes Tom Hardy. Venom likes Tom Hardy.
He's a sexist.
Can't he stay with the girl for now and do whatever he has to do with the girl instead of
Oh my
using
God.
that time to go? and find-
Venom's not a player, dog. He wasn't. He didn't have any other. He just wanted Tom.
What I did like from Venom was the fact that he was considered a loser in his planet, and that he was considered a loser in his planet, and that he said it out quite publicly. He was like, at the end, as they're saying that he was so powerful and he could, you'll survive if you cooperate. And he was like, I'm a loser, like you on this planet.
Yeah.
And I just
And then
thought,
he's
was like, okay, that's very fucking.
And he's
honest.
found someone. Well, that's the thing. Is it? See, at this point now, I've said a lot bad about it, but at this point, the thing with Tom Hardy and Venom, the banter was so good. It was so funny.
I loved how they talked to each
And
other.
if they had done that earlier on, and I'd got more of that, I'd have been a lot happier. And I felt like if it could have been so much funnier as well.
Yeah, I liked what they did, but I could have done with more of it. I wouldn't have minded if they'd put more.
Yeah,
in.
by no
I would've
means
liked
am I
more
saying
balance
like
between both
I
of them.
love Tom Hardy as I keep forgetting his name,
Brock.
Eddie Brock. I loved Riz Ahmed as Carlton Drake. He was fantastic. Like, he was fantastic.
Yeah, he was a
Tom
good
Hardy was
villain.
fantastic.
I
To
really
be honest
liked
though, Tom Hardy could do anything. I think he's in general a very watchable person, no matter what he does, even if it's good or bad. I'm always like very interested in what he's doing.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I thought I did enjoy that. I enjoyed their back and forth. I just wish there was more of it. But by no means am I saying it's a bad movie. I'm just saying there was things that irritated me because I was expecting so much.
Yeah.
And you say about timing and how things were very well timed. You
Paced.
saw a lot. I think paced. They paced it very well, but the pacing sacrificed backstory and funny moments. Like a lot was cut, and even Tom Hardy said this in an interview. That a lot was
Apparently
cut from
the
it.
best scenes were cut.
Yeah,
That's what I've
all
been
his,
said.
which is what I'm saying, and you hear the little snippets of how funny Tom Hardy and Venom are together, and I
Yeah,
guarantee
right.
there
Ooh.
was so many more,
yeah.
and I bet he's watched this back
Thing
and
is-
been like, man, I said so much funny shit,
The
and
thing
it's
is,
not there.
I understand the cuts because it was over 2 hours, so something has to be cut. You can't have a Venom movie that's 2.5 hours
Yeah,
long.
but I think if they just given a little bit more and
I
cut a
can't-
little bit more of
but
this,
this isn't Origins.
exactly. Most
So
origins,
I can't wait for the sequel.
exactly, they'll have more. But
Yeah.
most origins normally have more of a build up of like Batman Begins. How
Yeah.
like I'm so invested in his character.
Yeah, but there's 3 of them. There's 3 of those films.
No, I'm sorry, but the Batman Begins is the backstory, is what I'm saying. And how long was that? Do you remember? Like,
What, the film? I didn't like Batman Begins.
but
Too slow.
But I liked it. I liked for me a film that talks about their past is all right if it's a bit longer and a bit slower, because I like finding out about them. I
Yeah.
think that the speed and the pace comes from the next one where there's nothing
Yeah,
to
no,
talk
but I
about.
think,
I-
I think there's a big difference between Batman and Venom. The Venom, there's not much of a backstory.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a symbiote that gets brought to Earth and then
Yeah.
attaches.
Also-
Not so much
also-
backstory, just them together.
Also,
really.
the problem with the backstory was this: Eddie Brock's backstory cannot be added in
Eddie Brock.
if there's no Spider-Man. Because initially he gets fired
From the Daily
because
Bugle.
Spider-Man's been a dick to him and Peter
Yeah.
Parker's been a dick to him. So then he's got a lot of anger. Spider-Man gets rid of the costume. He hates Spider-Man, so he gets all the anger to Spider-Man. Then he finds out he's Peter Parker. He gets even more anger. Blah 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 blah.
Also, the reason that Venom turns into that the shape he's in now and the way he looks is because of Spider-Man's
Yeah, 'cause
costume.
yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So the reason, the fact that they're that shape, it's like they were skipping past it, and you could visibly tell.
Symbiotes do get onto that costume. The only thing that he kept was the spider symbol.
Yeah, yeah, because I mean, Riot and Carnage are
Yeah.
the exact same.
Yeah,
was
but I think that was just
shape.
to try and explain it.
No, because they've always been like that.
No, they've always been like that.
Like in the comics.
Like symbiotes
Yeah, but
are,
isn't it
are
because of
species?
Because of Spider-Man?
Well, no, because Carnage is the same, and Carnage
Yeah.
was never
No,
in Spider-Man.
Oh,
the
right.
symbiotes are species that go from planet to planet, hosting the whole planet, and once they feed on the whole planet, they just go into the next one.
Yeah.
And I really liked how because each symbiote has a different color.
Yeah.
And I really liked how they showed that at the start. Like they showed the yellow one, which means there's going to be more. There's
I don't
gonna
know,
be-
the yellow one.
There's going to be
The
a
yellow
red
one died.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
he said there was millions up in space.
Yeah, but
going
none of
from
them
planet
came.
to planet.
Not, like, who knows?
And-
They're not going to bring more back, I don't think.
And I like that they have to bring a red one for Carnage.
I'm sure that there's loads they've said.
Yeah.
So it's
But I like the inclusion of Riot. Although in the comics, if I'm not mistaken, the Life Foundation, which is actually in the comics, they make like a super police force with 5 symbiotes and 5 policemen, and one of them is Riot.
Alright.
Which I thought was quite cool.
That's
That
cool.
include a side character because I
Yeah.
doubt they'll add that.
I thought Riot was quite cool. I didn't get the bit how I've not read the comics, so I didn't really understand how like Venom was like Riot has shit that you've never seen before. Like I thought they all had the like how is one of the symbiotes more powerful?
because he's
than the
weak.
other?
He's weaker, but then because Venom got the strong host, it's like giving him more. But like I think it's just
But Riot has more.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, but it's like he has Riot always had more
But why?
because he's stronger than him. It's like you being more muscly than I am.
But no, but that no, yeah, I know, but like they just look the symbiotes all look
He was a
just
bit
like
bigger.
blobs.
He was yeah. I'm not really sure.
maybe
about
it depends on how much they feast.
But before
maybe,
we
Yeah,
start,
maybe it depends on the
yeah.
host.
Yeah.
that they take over.
Essentially, they joke about it, but they are parasites. They
hate being called it.
They
But they
get
are.
into a
That's what-
system that works. They feed on it, and when the system dies, when they get what they need, they just leave the system and
Yeah.
they kill
Yeah,
it.
but before we end, I just wanted to bring up something about, because I was thinking, is that, don't you think there could have been so many bits where like Venom comes up in awkward situations for Tom? Like little bits where he hears his voice, because that happens sometimes.
Yeah,
but I think they could have made. I
stuff.
think they could have made it that more and made more of a thing of it, and
Yeah.
also give Venom character progression instead of from being that to being bad. There could have been a whole conversation. Do you know what I mean, that we could have heard?
Yeah.
But that's just what I thought. So do you want to rate it now?
Yeah, I just want to say that we've not talked about this one as in depth because
No.
because it's such a big film that has just come out.
Yeah.
And
we also
one of
have
the more popular ones.
we
so
also
we'll
have
spoil it
quite
too much.
strong opinions about it. I obviously didn't like it as much, but like so
Yeah.
that kind of took a lot of it up. But you know, if you want to see it, go see it because it's out now.
I'd recommend
Why
definitely
didn't
going to
you-
see it.
What was the main reason you didn't like it?
It was the
Became the
pacing,
threats.
cookie cutter.
Yeah, because going back when you said that
Not
they
enough
suddenly-
backstory,
they suddenly
not-
became best friends. I actually liked when Tom Hardy got rid of the symbiote, because then he was like, "Now you can die. You were going to kill me. Now you can die."
That was a cool bit.
And I think that's the moment when Venom was like, "I'm going to die if I don't."
He was the best I can get.
Yeah.
Especially when he was with her.
I'm
I
going
can
to
see
die
that.
if I don't get into his
Man.
body. So then when he goes into his body, he's like, "Okay, I've been in your position. I am killing you, but you just almost killed me. I know what
It was
feels
just
like."
a bit basic. I thought they could have done
Yeah.
more with it, but that's
But
just.
I know what you mean, but just looking back, I was like, I do see why they did it and how they do it, but I can understand if it's something like, okay, now we're friends.
Do you want to
Also,
do
one more thing just before he rates it. There's a mid-post cutscene, and there's also a very end of credits
Yes.
cutscene.
Yes.
So if you're going to see it, stay for both of them.
Because they
Yes.
are very good. I have not seen the last one, but I've seen the first one and it's quite good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
They're very important to
Yeah,
see.
they are.
Yeah.
So what would you rate it?
Rate it. Out of enjoyability, I'd easily give it an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Like, I really enjoyed this film. I was a big comic book fan, especially Spider-Man. I really enjoyed Venom. He was one of my favorite villains. So getting to eventually see a good Venom and a good origin and a good symbiote, I really
Yeah.
liked it. So enjoyability, 8. Easily, I'd give it a 9. Reese, you saw me out the cinema. I was buzzing.
Yeah, I
like,
really, really
when the
enjoyed it
credits,
as well.
Reese was like, "Oh, what did you think?" I was like, "Wait till the credits finish. I need to tell you so much."
Yeah.
So enjoyability, easily give it an 8 or 9. As a film, I'd give it a 7. It is what it is. It's a superhero, anti-hero, whatever you want to call it, film. There's a lot of action. There's the story could be better. The acting, yeah, probably could be better at some points. But all in all, I thought it was very good. I enjoyed it. I didn't think I would enjoy it as much. I was very hyped, which is quite difficult to get, to like a film when you're so hyped. So the fact that I really liked it and it changed my mind in many aspects, I'd probably give it a 7.
Yeah, I really, really enjoyed it as well. Like Eric, I'd give it like an 8.59 for enjoyability. I was never bored. There was no point where I didn't get tired at all throughout
Yeah.
the film. I really, really liked Tom Hardy's version of Eddie Brock and Into Venom. I think Tom Hardy's fantastic. I thought
Yeah,
all
absolutely.
the actors that were in it brought their own part and they all held it up very well.
Because going back to comic book films, if you compare Bane to Eddie Brock, completely different characters.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and bearing in mind that he was younger doing Bane and Bane looks older.
Yeah.
And he was older doing
Eddie Brock.
Eddie and he looked younger.
Yeah.
That shows how much
I
talent.
also
and
really
acting he
enjoyed
is.
Stan Lee's cameo. I thought it was quite a
That
nice
was
one.
very funny. I
It
love
was
it.
like
Stan Lee cameo?
it was so small, but I really liked it.
It was a bit longer than a lot of them, which was quite good.
Yeah, and as a film, I'd give it like a 7.5. I thought it was really, really good. Definitely, I'll go and see in cinema film,
Yeah, and I'd definitely
and I would
watch it
definitely
again.
buy it on Blu-ray. I want to see the deleted scenes.
So for me, for entertainment, I would say I would give it a solid 8. I enjoyed it. At no point was I bored. I really liked. I was surprised by Tom Hardy. I didn't expect to actually like because I wasn't sure about his accent, how he was doing things. But I was very invested. I loved all of the actors. I thought they did a fantastic job. I really enjoyed myself while I was there. It was a good film. But in terms of a film, I would say it was probably like a 7. It was above average, but there was some little bits I had gripes with. However, not being a big Venom fan, I found it like maybe I didn't have that sort of kind of pull to it. So I was
I
looking
can
at it
understand
from
that.
a purely kind of like outside perspective, and that's what I got from it. However, I did. I had a good time, and I will definitely watch it again. I almost definitely. I think I want to watch it again to see if maybe it changes my mind. Maybe
A second watch.
Maybe a second watch will change it. Who knows?
When I'm not so hyped, maybe, yeah.
Exactly, it'd be good. We could watch it together in our beds, naked.
Exactly.
And
Well,
on that note,
Maybe
we
not
are
so
going
naked.
to.
But I think, you know what I think the biggest weakness for this film is? The trailer. because there's many points when I was like, when is this gonna happen?
Yep.
Also,
It
the
happens.
soundtrack was really good.
As every film,
Soundtrack
they
was
show
good,
too
yeah.
much. I wish
Eminem.
there was never trailers for anything, and if there were, there were
I wish
teasers.
I wish there was a teaser
Teaser, and that's
and,
it.
and no big trailers.
People should always just do
and
teasers.
the teaser was big. It's big enough to show you the plot.
Yeah, give you a little
What's
bit of
gonna
like
happen,
an
and that's
idea.
it. A minute and a half, no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah,
That would
exactly.
be so perfect. But
Exactly.
hey, we don't live in a perfect world.
We don't live in a
don't.
perfect world, and we're going to leave that with you. We don't live in a
Yes.
perfect world, but
Yeah.
that's okay.
That is
And
okay.
we have had a fantastic
No
time.
one is perfect at the end of the day.
You're
No.
you're certainly not.
I'm not perfect.
That's true. I might like
I mean, you're pretty
you
perfect.
know who is perfect? Mark Wahlberg. He is
Mark
true.
Wahlberg.
His
I've
muscle.
said it once. I'll say it a million times. Venom is the best actor in Hollywood at the moment.
Yeah,
Venom
is
by
really
himself.
good.
He is
Yeah,
fantastic.
just
He's doing big things. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see him.
Also,
in his
We got a
next
casting
film.
director for him as well.
Was
for the Venom film.
was the voice of Venom Tom Hardy?
I don't know. Well, it says he plays Venom,
Yeah,
so,
so it might be.
So oopsie.
Oh, Scott Hayes. Who the fuck is that?
No idea.
Right.
but yeah.
We'll look
Yeah.
that up.
We'll
Yeah.
look that up. And I hope you all have a nice day.
Thanks for listening.
Wherever you are.
Whenever you're listening to this,
Yeah, we always appreciate it if you could like and subscribe the video.
it'd be fantastic. Share it.
Yeah, like our Facebook, follow our Facebook.
Smack that bell icon so you always
Smack
get
it.
notified of when we upload a new video.
Yeah, this
Smack
will-
it.
That will
Don't
get
do
cut
that.
out.
Yeah, I'm sorry for clapping. It will be cut. You didn't hear anything, so it's fine. All right, bye guys.
See ya.
Yeah,
See you
take
later.
care,
Love
guys.
you all. Take
Have a
care.
good
Thanks for
time.
listening.
I've just
Cheers,
pissed
guys.
myself.
Please subscribe.